Hey everyone, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. Thanks for hanging out with me for this special video. This is Try It Tuesday series where I try all the things in my scrappy journey, so stick around. Hi friends, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. Happy Tuesday and welcome to my 2024 summer trip documenting process video. This is from June and July when we went to Michigan for Matt's grandmother's 90th birthday, and we extended the trip and did a bunch of fun things as kind of made it into our little summer getaway. And so I'm just gonna do a couple of the pages in this first video, and then next week there will be probably a part 2 and then a part 3 and however many parts I need to complete these scrappy pages. So right now I am working on the first day of our trip, which was June 27th, where we left and went out to Sandusky, Ohio, and went to Cedar Point for the day. It was a super fun time. So I blew up this picture of Nora in front of the sign, and that's going to basically be pretty much all that goes on the left side of this 2-page spread. So I pre-plan all the pages before I film the video, and by that I mean kind of selecting the papers and the embellishments and basically the general overall layout of how I want to tell the story. I'm using the Fun Storyteller Kit, which is the first in the quarterly subscription from Ali Edwards for these stories, but I'm also going to be using a ton of my stash. So I have collections that I've not even really dipped into, and I am excited to finally be able to use as much of my stash as possible with a focus on using this Fun Storyteller Kit because it is fun and it's the perfect way to document a vacation. So I love this jumping off point story paper that's got like the spaces for 6 stories, and that's where I'm going to do my journaling, my handwritten journaling. And then I had selected some photos from our day at Cedar Point and printed those. First I made them into circles in the Diptyque app, and then I used the print to size app to size them to 2 1/4, and then I just fussy cut them out of the photo paper once I printed them out here at home. And then I'm going to adhere them on top of where the journaling is going to go on top, which is also like covered with this transparency. So I have a transparency that's got the navy, like kind of the blue, I don't guess they're not navy, but they're blue, a dark blue, like lined heart, but they're very subtle. And I think it lends itself to the pattern behind it, which is pretty bold and fun. And I just really enjoy the, like, I guess how it looks sort of like I did it, even though I didn't. It's just the pattern that's on the paper here. But it's one of Ali Edwards' patterns that she created, and I really, really like the abstract vibes that it has. So I'm going to create, since this is a flip up transparency, so that all the photos flip up, and then underneath will be all the journaling, I just need to select a little tab for that. So I just have this pink one that says "So Fun," which is perfect because of the Fun Story Kit theme. One thing I did already do before filming was create the intro title page, if you will, to this section of my album, because I'm using a 6x8 album from Citrus Twist, and it already has Summer Vacation in Michigan from 2023, and so I'm just adding on to this album. There's plenty of space to document this getaway. So I wanted to create some sort of like intro title page to delineate that this is a separate vacation. So you will see that at the end. I'm going to show a close-up of it. It just is one of the papers that came in the Fun Story Kit, and it says this is where the fun stuff happens. Right now I'm looking for embellishments to put on the photo that I printed out of Nora. So I decided to go with the circle theme, and I found these 3 pleather circle stickers in my stash. And one says today was one for the books, and right now the one says documenting this crazy life one moment at a time, and then this moment was everything a-okay. And the colors match pretty well. They're not perfect, but I think it's fine with all the colors that are on the pattern paper on the right. And then what I did to add, to kind of tie it in even more, was punch some circles using my 2-inch circle hole punch out of this like kind of this watercolory floral pattern. Even though it's different, it's definitely a different pattern than the circles, but it has similar colors, so I thought that would work pretty well. So I'm going to read to you what I wrote on the journaling, just some of it, because really all it is me talking about each of the photos. So number one was called Rogaroo. This was a fun coaster. I said that you were so determined to ride as many crazy coasters as possible. 2 is the Millennium Force. This is one of our faves. Last year you were scared to try it. This year you couldn't wait. Coaster girl. 3, Gemini. This fast wood coaster was a surprise, a good one. The 2 coasters race, we lost. 4, Power Tower. You and Daddy braved this insane drop ride. 5, Valraven, all of our first time riding this coaster. We were too scared to try last year. It was a fave. And then 6 says Raptor. This was our first coaster of the day. We were at the park 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and it made us a little tipsy. We rode 9 coasters today, the best. And then I was going to add some other things to the photos on the transparency and decided not to. I felt like it looked crazy enough as it is. It's honestly not my favorite. I feel like the colors in the photo kind of don't coordinate with the colors in the pattern paper. So that's kind of unfortunate. I tried to remedy that by using this blue paint pen that I have from Grabby. I love the Grabby paint pens because they're very fine tipped and lend themselves to writing if you like to write your own journaling in your, projects, which I really do. So, yeah, it's not my favorite, but it's okay. I'm glad I was able to document it, and, I'm just going to move on and keep thinking of more ideas and, just go with it because that's all I can do. It's done, it's documented, and we're moving on. So I'm just auditioning different pieces because I decided it needed the date at the top and I wanted some place to put it. So I found this little yellow cloud, which again, me trying to tie in the pattern paper colors to the left side photo. So I trimmed off the gold border because I felt like that didn't really go. There was no gold foiling on anything else on either of these 2 pages. So I trimmed that off. And then I took my date stamp and just stamped the date 3 times. And that's going to complete this first story of our summer vacation in 2024. So then I'm going to show you the finished 2 pages close up in real time, and then we can transition to the second part, I guess, if you will, of this video. So yep, there's the date all stamped, ready to go. Like I said, it's not my favorite layout I've ever done, right? But I think I did okay. It's just really busy despite trying to coordinate the colors. I don't know. It is what it is. Okay, so moving on, this is the second half of this video where I'm putting together pages that are about the next day, the 28th. And I didn't, I'm trying really hard to use my stash, right? And I'm like, okay, since I'm using my stash, then that means I need to use the products that I have that are new and not save them for something else, because this is going to work right now. So I decided to use this really fun pattern paper with all of the text typed on it because I'm like, when else am I going to use this? This is a pretty unique pattern paper. And I'm glad I was able to use it because really it's just a filler for the backside of, story, the first part of the story. And I found this fun trim that I had from Paige Evans from one of her adventure kits. So I put that on the border just using some red line tape. And then I had used this big die cut from the die cut pack and put that in the middle of the paper. And then in the middle of that, I'm going to put the So Fun die cut, sticking with like a pink and purple theme because that's most of the colors that are in the photos that will be on the right side of this story. And I just used some foam dots to pop up the So Fun die cut just to add a little bit of texture. And that was it. I thought about adding more, but I'm like, you know what? Less is more. You don't necessarily need to add more. This pattern paper is really busy and you know, just you need to chill, lady. So I'm trying to find my chill. I don't have it, you know. I'm not a huge fan of white space or negative space. So then I'm going to move over to the right and I'm using a page protector. It's made up of 4 3x4 spots where I'm going to put 3 photos and a journaling card. Now, I completely botched this up because while I was putting these pages together, Nora was having a sleepover, of course. So I'm talking to her, I'm talking to her friend, my husband's coming in, we're chatting. Me not paying attention, I adhere the journaling card as a flip up, which I wasn't even going to do a flip up on this story. So you are going to see me do this completely wrong. I will try my best to explain what I did to fix it and where I made the mistake, but it might confuse you even more. So anyway, we're just gonna wing it and see what happens. Okay. So apparently I used all of my scrappy creativity on December Daily and now there's nothing left. So I guess that's my excuse. So with that same trim pattern, I had these sequins. So I'm going to use those to fill in the blank pocket with sequins, and then that die cut's gonna sit right under the top of it. This is counting up the memories. So here I go, doing the completely wrong thing and creating a flip up on, and it's crazy that I don't even realize this till after I'm done filming, okay? Like this picture is not from this day. The picture that I'm creating the flip up for of Nora and her cousin is for the next day. So you get a sneak peek. The This Was Fun was supposed to be for the next portion of this vacation, for the 29th, not the 28th, but I don't even realize it. So gonna completely screw it up. Really, this side of the story should have 3 photos only, not 4. Therefore, there does not need to be a flip up. So I'm going to cut out some of this to spare you and try my best to explain what I do to fix it. All right, so I have the tab on it. I still don't realize I did it like the wrong thing, okay? And I'm going to move on to create the shaker pocket. So I'm putting in some sequins from that same Paige Taylor Evans embellishment kit. And then I'm going to add in some sequins of my own. So I have a couple extra big flowers from one of her, it might be from like Blooming Wild or something. See that little tray I have of extra sequins? That's from a different previous collection she did. And then I'm going to add some purple flowers because I want more purple, and then just a few little purple and pink sequins I have, and they're all from Michael's. You can get them, they have a ton of them there. And then I'm going to use my fuse tool just to fuse the top so that they don't fall out, and then I'm going to tape the Counting Up the Memories die cut to the outside of the pocket just with some good old-fashioned double-sided tape. It's kind of funny, I got really annoyed. You can see I'm like shaking the crap out of this because all of the big flowers stuck to each other. And obviously I've already fused the pocket, so I'm like trying to separate them while they're inside the already fused pocket. So I don't know. If you have any tips for that not happening, let me know. But so far, I've not figured it out. In the end, I think it looks really cute, and I think the colors match really well with the pattern paper and the colors that I'm going for, hence the Studio Calico labels there that I have in the lavender, and then those rainbow puffy stickers from the awesome story kit. I have like 4 packs of those because I loved those stickers, so I got a bunch of them. So I'm just going to journal a tiny bit on each of the photos. So on this one, I put Nora got to have snuggles with Fiona's new kitty Desmond. Then I'm going to put a little gold rainbow. And on the one of Matt and his twin brother Jesse, I wrote twins. Matt and Jesse being goofy. We love hanging out. And then once I figure out I make my mistake, I do end up journaling on the picture of the girls. Cousin playtime and dinner at Sam and Jesse's. We made it to Michigan by 2:15 and unpacked first. The journaling is terrible. It doesn't really make sense because I had just journaled the whole story on the back of the flip up that I don't need. So my brain was like, what? Short-circuiting left and right. And then I'm just going to put like a pink rainbow puffy on top of that journaling sticker. what I end up doing so that I can keep the journaling for the photos, and I'd already written it all, so I wanted to keep it. So I just wrote on the this was fun journaling card. I wrote, fun at Sam and Jesse's. Friday we left Ohio and drove out to Michigan. We got to Lori and Graham's by 2ish. After we unpacked and settled in, we went to Sam and Jesse's for dinner. Nora was able to play with Fiona and Renee, who had spent the night. The three of them played while the adults prepared dinner and caught up. Yay for us. So that is literally what I wrote on the card, and I'm just going to tuck it behind the picture of Nora with the kitty cat. That's where that journaling card's going to live. I, maybe could have thought of something else to do with it, but that's that's what I decided on. At this point, I was like, okay. So you can see me share the close-ups of this disaster. Look, it's journaling and a picture that has nothing to do with this story at all. And I have no idea that that's even an issue until afterwards. Bless all the blessings. You can also see that I wrote Renee, Fiona, and Nora with the paint pen, which is where I end up covering it up with the label sticker and the puffy rainbow. So here's where I'm like, okay, I'm going to stamp the date. Wait a minute. This photo is not from that day. Oh, crap. Did you even see me shake my fingers there? Like, no, 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 that was wrong. So I ripped the tab off that journaling card to try to salvage it. I am going to have to reprint the picture of Nora and Fiona for the next day. And here I'm like, okay, let me put this journaling that doesn't really make sense, on this photo, and then figure out what the heck to do next. So I cut the photo, the flip up part off, and then I'm just going to be using the journaling card. You're not ever going to see the back of it, so it doesn't matter that the photo of Nora and Fiona is still there. And I'm just going to tuck it behind the picture of Nora with the cat and staple the tab to the top of this journaling card to act as like a pull tab. And that's really all I'm going to do. And I'm just going to call this story good. It was kind of a disaster, guys. I'm not going to lie. The first two stories, hopefully it gets better, but I can't make any promises because that's just the way my brain is right now. January was a long year. So here is the finished layouts from this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing my mistakes and maybe you got some inspiration. Thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe, all the things, and I'll see you next time. Take care, friends. Remember that you are enough. Bye.